ಲೈವ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಹಾಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರ ಅಣ್ಣ ಈಗ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಲೈವ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಡಿ.
Before we begin, may I request everyone to please ensure that your phones are on silent mode so we can maintain the decorum of the event. Thank you for your cooperation. उद्यमः साहसं धैर्यं बलं बुद्धि पराक्रमः षडेते यस्य तिष्ठन्ति तस्य देवोऽपि शङ्कितः, which means udyamah, effort, sahasam, courage, dhairyam, patience, balam, strength, buddhi, wisdom, and parakrama, valor. Shadeti yasya tishtanti, tasya devopi shankitaha. When these 6 qualities reside in a person, even the gods are in admiration of them. A very good morning to our esteemed delegates, respected faculty members, our lovely participants, and dear students. On behalf of Faculty of Management Studies, CMS Business School, JAIN deemed to be university, we warmly welcome you to CRANIUM 2026, our flagship International Management Fest. Hi, I'm Milan.
And I am Jessica. We're going to be your hosts this morning. CRANIUM is more than a competition. It is a platform where strategy meets resilience, innovation meets ethics, and aspiration meets action. This year, CRANIUM unfolds under the powerful theme, Parakram, Together We Rise, Valor in Unity, calling upon future leaders to navigate uncertainty with courage, collaboration, and clarity.
We're gathered here today at an institution that is a beacon of excellence in the academic world. JAIN, deemed to be university, is consistently ranked among the top universities in India and stands as a cerebral destination for students from across the globe. It is an institution celebrated for its unwavering focus on education, entrepreneurship, and research.
The university's commitment to holistic development is reflected in its numerous accolades, having been accredited with a stellar A++ by NAC in 2021, ranked 62nd nationally by NIRF in 2025, and honored with the prestigious Rashtriya Khel Protsahan Puraskar in 2023 by the Government of India.
Serving as the dynamic core of the university, CMS Business School is an integral part of JAIN and a distinguished top-tier institution for business and management in India. It is more than just a place of learning. It is a catalyst for the career and personal progression of its students. A dynamic space where ideas are born, theories are debated, and business is learned.
And CRANIUM is the very embodiment of this spirit. As the flagship event of the Faculty of Management Studies, it is a vibrant platform where strategy meets creativity, where knowledge blends with experience, and where future leaders take their first bold steps into the world of management.
CRANIUM has proven its impact time and again with participation from students representing diverse institutions, making it a successful event even at the international level. The participants will have the opportunity to compete in the initial rounds that will take place in CMS Business School campus, while the absolute best top 3 performers gain exceptional exposure by advancing to the grand finale in London, United Kingdom. Well, Parakram is not noise, it is resolve in motion. It is the courage to begin, the discipline to endure, and the strength to rise after every fall. Parakram is action backed by intent, where resilience meets purpose. Today, we don't just witness Parakram, we embody it. To begin this auspicious occasion and to seek divine blessings for the days ahead, we now invite Ms. Smita for the invocation song. As a sign of respect, I would please request everyone not to clap at the end of this rendition.
गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो संकटहरणा भवभयहरणा संकटहरणा भवभयहरणा वेदविधायक मोदकहस्त
विद्यादायक हे मम बन्धु विद्यादायक हे मम बन्धु गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो प्रभो सिद्धि विनायक है गुणधाम सिद्धि विनायक है गुणधाम विघ्न विनाशक है रंभा विघ्न विनाशक है रंभा मंगल रूपा पावन नाम मंगल रूपा पावन नाम लंबोधर जय दीन दयाल लंबोदर जय दीन दयाल गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो संकटहरणा भवभयहरणा वेदविधायक मोदकहस्ता विद्यादायक हे मम बन्धु विद्यादायक हे मम बन्धु गजवदना गणनाथ प्रभो प्रभो
Thank you, Smita, for that heartfelt rendition. It is indeed such a meaningful tone for Cranium 2026.
दीपज्योति ज्योति परब्रह्म दीपज्योति ज्योति जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम दीपज्योति ज्योति नमोस्तते, which means Deepa Jyoti is the supreme Brahman. Deepa Jyoti is Janardana. May the divine lamp eradicate our sins. Salutations to the divine lamp of the morning. The lighting of the lamp symbolizes triumph of knowledge over ignorance and the beginning of an enlightened journey. It is a prayer to lead us from darkness unto light.
We would now humbly request our esteemed dignitaries to please come forward and light the lamp. We would also request two of our participants to join the dignitaries.
Thank you, respected dignitaries. May this light guide Cranium 2026 towards excellence and impact.
Dance is a symbolic offering that seeks divine blessings and marks an auspicious beginning to the event. Continuing in the spirit of harmony and expression, we now present the inaugural dance.
We invite Miss Vaishali, Miss Kirtipriya and Miss Prithvi to mesmerize us with their graceful performance. please excuse us just for a moment.
आनन्दनर्तन गणपतिं भावये आनन्दनर्तन गणपतिं भावये आनन्दनर्तन गणपतिं भावये चिदाकार मूलाधार ओंकार गजवदनं परमं परमानंद गणपतिं भावये चिदाकार मूलाधार ओंकार गजवदनं परमं सानंद मुनीन्द्र गणनुत शिवशंकर मानस विलीन मानव सानंद मुनीन्द्र गणनुत शिवशंकर मानस विलीन मानव गंत्रीलय समन्वित गंधर्व चारण वरालुलीयमानं गंत्रीलय समन्वित गंधर्व चारण वरालुलीयमानं
Thank you for that elegant and serene performance.
With the light of wisdom now illuminating our path, it is time to formally welcome our gathering. We now invite Dr. Krishna Koppa, Deputy Director, Faculty of Management Studies, CMS Business School, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you so much, Jessica and Milan. Very good morning. Honestly, for me, it's really a very good morning. Two things are happening. One is CRANIUM, and you know the second one. Donald Trump fell on his knees to reduce the tariffs for India, right? So it's really a great morning for all of us. In fact, when I was just seeing this inaugural dance, I was thinking about it as though the dance was looking like mocking the Donald Trump on this day. CRANIUM is an amazing event. So let me take a privilege for myself to welcome Dr. Dinesh Nilkant, our beloved Pro-Vice Chancellor, JAIN University, and the guiding force for all of us at CMS Business School. It's my honor to welcome Ms. Sunita Lal. She has come from Arvind Limited and accepting our invitation to grace this occasion. I welcome all the participants coming from more than 25 business schools. I think there are more than 450 participants today. I welcome the entire organizing committee who has been putting best of their efforts in the last 1.5 months to create this event. Let me welcome as well my faculty colleagues, area chairs, program coordinators, and my dear student friends. In fact, in one of the other management fest for Department of Management Studies, I was talking about how I keep on recalling a certain level of incidents which typically bring value to the participants through these management fests. I personally believe that in such management festivals, the students really bring what they really are, right? In the sense that as a teacher, I have felt myself inadequate in recognizing the potential of the students in classrooms. But when we allow them to go and participate in many of such events, they really find their own potential, and that's the time when they realize that who they are. So these are the 2 days when you realize that really you, right? And I believe as organizing committee, we have chalked out a program which gives immense opportunities to realize the real you. When definitely the business landscape has changed, is evolving much dynamically around us, what really matters is to identify who am I, and especially in the age of AI. Okay, in fact, I have 2 sons. The elder one was almost not exposed to AI when he got educated. And the second son is almost drowned in AI when he's getting educated. And I can see that difference. The elder son almost knows who he is as a person. But the second son has a confusion. Half of him is already AI. Okay, half of his actions, thought processes are dictated by what AI dictates to him. I believe, and we have seen, I think all the 11 verticals have addressed this point, that in this age of AI, how do we make participants realize who really they are, rather than succumbing to the AI pressures and utilizing AI for many of the verticals. Having said that, we also have integrated the artificial intelligence as one of the essential part to each of the verticals, because the students of today have to address it anyway, right? So I welcome once again each one of you to the mega event, the flagship event of our university, and may the best teams win. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words always mean a lot. It comes from your heart and it reaches ours. Your welcome address, and for clearly outlining the vision, purpose, and spirit of CRANIUM 2026. Okay, and now, to give everyone a glimpse of what lies ahead, we would like to present before you the audiovisual of CRANIUM.
This video captures the vision, journey, and essence of Cranium. So without further ado, let's have a look at the glimpses of Cranium. Thank you, team. This video has provided us with an insight into Cranium, setting the tone for what awaits.
As we mark this special inaugural movement, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to our valued sponsors. BMW Kun Exclusive, where innovation, performance, and luxury redefine the joy of driving.
Josco Jewelers, standing for raw strength, celebrating life's precious moments with trust and timeless elegance.
Athon, standing for raw strength, reliability, and performance with purpose.
Monster Energy, igniting energy, courage, and the drive to push limits.
House of Machines, a true home for riders committed to safety, style, and superior riding experience, with new limits unlocked. Let us now have a look at who exactly our amazing sponsors are through this highlight video.
bitch. Don't try to come and catch this. My way of life is tough. Never keep the peace and pay for fucking suckers. But they mothers, I am always down to pump it famous on the news. And you think I really got it? I'm invincible. People really try, but they can't stop it. I just block it, lock it. Just for when I back out.
We would like to sincerely thank our sponsors as their collective support and shared spirit of excellence inspires us as we begin this remarkable journey.
We are privileged to have amongst us a visionary leader whose guidance has been instrumental in the university's success. It is my honor to invite Dr. Dinesh Neelkant, Pro Vice Chancellor, JAIN deemed to be University, to deliver the inaugural address.
Thank you very much. And my speech was after the sponsors were shown, so my speech is also sponsored. Okay. So good morning, one and all, and a respected chief guest, Madam Sunita Lal, the CHR of Arvind, and Dr. Krishna Koppa, area chairs, program coordinators, senior faculty members, participants from other colleges, and my dear students. On behalf of JAIN University, CMS Business School, I welcome all of you. Can you be a little bit quiet, or I'll give you the mic? Yeah. On behalf of JAIN University, CMS Business School, I welcome all of you to CRANIUM, and this time the destination is London. So, nice. And first of all, let me appreciate the efforts of the organizers, the student council, and I want to name them. And Dr. Premlata, the coordinator, Dr. Saurabh Srivastav, Aishwarya Babu, Dr. Nikhil, Dr. Tarun Kashni, Dr. Shivangi Gera, Dr. Nagesh, Mr. Aditya, Mr. Navneet, Ms. Harshita, Ms. Sandra, Marian, and Ranjita. Let me tell you that there are more names for this. It's not only here. And there are a lot of people who have worked, and I also want to appreciate Harsha and team for helping the entire student council, the entire admin staff also who have put in effort. CRANIUM is not just an event, it is an event which shapes leaders, and I can say that it is a mission where to empower youth with an attitude to excel. So the thought of CRANIUM was that let them understand what is happening around in the corporate world, so that it works for them, and that is what is education according to me. Now when it comes to the corporate world always expects a lot from the students. Maybe you can be from any other B school, but there's a lot of expectation. But I also wanted to look into that. We at the B school build your careers with the talent and skills whatever we give you, and with that you shape your careers. But then you are not being manufactured for companies. So my request is that you start developing your company, and that is entrepreneurship. So that is what is the theme where I find that people should work on. And startup is not always a technology. There are other things also into it. In fact, yesterday we had MAN, and in MAN we were discussing about that how other things which are other than startups or other than technology can be bought into education. So that was a very interesting topic of discussion, and I request all of you that you should think from those point of view. Anyway, giving some pointers to all of you is like, as a team, what you should do when you are participating in any fest or any CRANIUM. The first is that you have to start taking risk and don't bother about losing it, because if you don't take the risk, you will definitely lose. So that is the first thing which I want to tell you. Then it is the standards what you set for yourself. So always keep the standards high and always look into that what is happening in that particular industry as the best. So that is what it's there. And then the most important thing is the teamwork, the collaboration. So all of you have to collaborate if you really have to succeed. And then you should have the trust and faith. And for a very important thing, trust cannot be negotiated. So understand this. So you have to have faith and trust. Because if at all you start playing with trust, then it damages. So don't get into that zone. Okay. And then the last is the failures. Okay. Failures are going to actually create values in you. So in case if you fail, have a mindset that yes, I am going to make it. Even if it is failure, it is okay. The mindset makes a lot of difference. I just want to give you an example. 1983 when India was playing West Indies. West Indies was a very good team. But the mindset of Indians was very good and we won the match. In 2023, India-Australia, India was a better team, Australia had a better mindset, and Australia won the match. So it's all mindset which works. Anyway, words are words, explanations are explanations, promises are promises, but only performance is reality. Keep performing, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for those insightful and motivating words. With that, we conclude the welcome address and the speech. So CRANIUM stands as a forum where participants are encouraged to think critically, innovate responsibly, and experience management beyond textbooks.
We now invite our beloved Dr. Premlata KP, Associate Professor and Students' Council Head, to formally welcome our chief guest and provide an overview of the events to unfold.
Good morning. CRANIUM, the Architect of Aspirations, is a high-impact experiential competition designed to shape the leaders of tomorrow. CRANIUM encourages healthy competition, collaboration, and leadership, giving participants the opportunity to test the skills beyond the classroom. We extend a warm and enthusiastic welcome to all the participants who have come across the nation as you embark on this journey of ambition, innovation, and leadership. This year's theme is Parakram. Together we raise. Parakram brings together sharp minds to compete, collaborate, and craft powerful solutions while building leadership and innovation. Participants will compete across 11 verticals, proving their edge in diverse business arenas. The top 3 performers will earn the opportunity to represent their excellence at the grand finale in London. Before we move ahead, let me just share something really exciting. This year, CRANIUM 2026 has received an overwhelming response with over 451 registrations, more than 210 teams, and participants from 25 plus colleges. The energy, enthusiasm, and interest truly speak volumes about the impact of this platform. An event of this scale is made possible through persistent dedication and seamless coordination of the organizing committee of CRANIUM 2026. Their collective effort and shared vision have transformed this aspiration into reality. To further enrich today's inaugural program with powerful leadership insights, we are honored to have Ms. Sunita Lal as our chief guest. Ma'am has an extensive profile, but Madam prefers to have a very brief introduction, so I will keep it very short and crisp. Ms. Sunita Lal has over 2 decades of experience shaping high-performance cultures. She currently serves as Chief Human Resource Officer at Arvind Limited and previously held the role of CHRO at Aether Energy, where she steered people strategy during a period of remarkable transformation. A respected corporate leader and author of Dotting the Blemishes and Other Stories, Ms. Lal brings wisdom, perspective and inspiration that define modern leadership. I request our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Dinesh Neelkant, to welcome our chief guest with a sapling. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, the stage is yours.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm honored to be here and among students, among staff, faculty, and this space created for something so unique to happen, you know. It's not easy to organize something. It's not easy to spend your time and your free time, your resources on creating and offering it to larger community, because it is not about you, it's about offering it as a space for people to come together and experience. I think it is great to be here. Thank you very much. I'm looking at Parakram as something like courage, and courage is what we all need in our everyday life. Before we go, I explain about courage. I just want us to go to what do we believe as courage? What do you think we think courage is? What is our understanding of courage? Something that comes to our mind, who actually is courageous? Yeah, where, in which profession, or who exhibits courage in our mind? Soldiers. When we relegate courage to soldiers, what we are doing is we are abandoning getting in touch with courage in ourselves. Because it's very comfortable to give it to soldiers and think that they have to be courageous out there, win the wars, keep us safe, and where we don't have to access it in our day-to-day life. When we say police brutalities, it is easily what we are trying to tell is this profession is brutal, and all the brutality in the world or in my space is sitting with police or some higher authorities, whereas the brutality that I display in my micro brutality, I display in every small way in interactions with people around me, in my social system, in my community. I don't have to own it. Because remember, brutality is sitting somewhere. Okay. When we hate authority figures, remember, when we hate them from our gut, saying that they are stupid, they are senseless, they are this, they are that, we are actually going to be them in very short while. Okay. So, courage is the ability to make decisions at the right time, in the right place, and articulate it, find a space to articulate it, and do not worry if people don't take that feedback. To be in the role, whether it is the role of a son, role of a sister, role of a daughter, role of a teacher, role of anyone, in being in the role every minute requires courage. Please do not abandon it, or do not give it out to someone else. It's It's a beautiful quote. She is an author and an artist. Courage does not always roar. See, for us, courage is all that chest thumping, mostly male, okay? Standing there and being there, and we have this image of this powerful man standing there and guarding us. No, doesn't matter, okay? The more you show off chest thumping, the more I think you're powerless. The powerful are very quiet. They don't roar. They don't need to roar. First, our own mental fixation of what courage and power and display of power, you know. Sometimes it is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. Those of us who were in leadership positions during COVID, every day night we hit the bed thinking, tomorrow will be a better day. We will have some answers, some answers for the problems we are having. Okay, it was a very quiet. COVID needed. I can actually do this, manage this. Can you give it to me? I don't want to put pressure on you. Yeah. So, lessons from COVID. COVID was, it demanded a type of leadership that was not really in the face, you know. The leadership which the shakers and the movers and people who were like celebrated in organizations as the leaders just vanished. They were not there because they are not used to working in so much of ambivalence, ambiguity, so much of uncertainty, so much of decisions being made and thrashed. Next day you realize the supply chain is a wreck. Health is a problem. You can't even reach the office. You can't come to office. Government is changing rules every day. Governments are reeling under pressure. No one even understands where COVID has come from. How do I deal with COVID? What is the factory, when we say Factories Act? Because if you are manufacturing and you have a testing facility, you are under the Factories Act. Then shops and establishment. All the people who wrote the rules and were looking at have never experienced a COVID. So in this type of crisis, the leaders that came out of the woodworks were the one which displayed leadership, had courage to stay in the now and work with us. Recently, I don't know how many of you were there in this Indigo fiasco that happened. Okay, I was in the epicenter because I was on that day in the airport, and I went into the airport and it said, no, your flight is cancelled. And it was chaos in Ahmedabad. I was there. Chaos because there were people with small children, young children, people in the wheelchair, being elders who were they were not accompanied by anyone. Because the assumption is someone would have said, okay, they will get onto the flight and we will pick them up here, and then there was this chaos. Entire leadership of Indigo was absent. The movers and the shakers and the big guns were not there. You know who were there? The front line. They accessed courage to stay there in the position. They didn't abandon the post. They were trying their level best to answer to the customers. So what does power mean to you? What does position mean to you? How do you access courage in the position that you hold? At least the means that could have been as Indigo managers and seniors should have stood there behind the front line and be answering the queries. No, we don't have answers. So it was a mess up at a different pay grade. It was not at their pay grade, a different pay grade, something went wrong. But should they not be here telling? And have you asked the last person standing in the line of order, chain of command we say, the last person standing was the one who was defending. Courage is accessed in places like that. You demonstrate yourself. You demonstrate what, like Professor said, who you are. At that crisis, you say who you are, what it takes to be there in that place. So COVID taught us a lot of lessons. Post-COVID world has changed. What we are talking about is a fragmented world where tariffs is one of the most hit industry, happens to be ours. Garmenting and fabric. Textile industry is worst hit, okay? We're managing to make through that process, you know. But in my previous organization, Aether Energy, subsidies were pulled off. How do you run organization business when your subsidies are pulled off? okay, or they have reduced. How do you survive? How does the tomorrow look like? Do you really feel like coming to office and looking at everyone and answering, where you don't have the answers? You're not even deciding authority in any of this, but showing up counts. In a very fragmented world where trust is the most difficult, trust is the very primal in your, it's not very easy to have trust. You don't trust anyone. You're not even brought up to trust anyone. Why do I trust? I don't trust the person next sitting to me in my office because I know that person is competing with me. Why would I collaborate? Why do I trust? Trust and collaboration are the toughest one to crack. It will happen in student life. It is very tough in office because all along we have been taught in our houses to compete, to be the best. And I look at every other student next to me and say, oh, I'm going to compete with him. I'm going to be the first ranker, or at least the first bencher, or whatever that is. I want to be the favorite of the teacher, or I want the teacher to hate me, because if that's the in thing in that's a social circle, then you do anything that is needed for your authority figure to hate you. It all depends upon what your social circle is telling. You go into office, you're stuck because you got to collaborate to survive every day, and you have not taught the skill to collaborate, or the intent to collaborate. You will never trust anyone in the office. Why would you trust? Trust is very easy in your childhood. Trust is with your cousins, probably in the street where you have boys and girls come together, play cricket. That's the trust area. In the office, trust is very difficult. Trust among organizations as customer, and it's very difficult. It's a long road, quiet, long road. And and when nations bicker and say, I'm throwing tariffs at you, then I think, hey, you are messed up. Okay? No trust, zero. Then we have to build the road again. Decades of building that relationship, international relationship, is gone down the drain. Then we start all over again. And I am playing the game with you, but I am always cautious. What are you going to do with me tomorrow? So it's in an environment where trade fragmentation is happening and trust deficits are happening between nations. I'm not even talking about organizations. Having trust is in a system, in an organization, is going to be tough unless you have exercised that muscle. And this is one of the famous, I hope some of you read his literature, Kafka. He died very young, like Bharadiyar in Tamil Nadu. I don't know why he died when he's so young, the same way he died very young, but it's only because of their stupidity that they're all able to be so sure of themselves. And this world, if you're so sure of yourself and you're so full of yourself, you're the first one to get jammed. You'll be jammed very fast. Space for being tentative. Space for being saying, okay, I do not know everything, but I will figure it out. Okay? And the figuring it out is the most important part of living a life in an organization. Anyone who's this sure is going to get jammed very fast in organizations. And if they are in a very powerful position, the organization will be in a difficult place because you will make mistakes. Because the world is so fast changing and we have no idea what it's going to look like. 2020 had COVID. 21-22 hit us very hard. Not many people, I think, if you're this decade, if you're watching and carefully understanding from the business school, you should understand businesses, enterprises went through difficult time every year of COVID, after COVID. And that's the life you're going to lead, because if you should understand how many jobs are created and how many jobs are pulled off. The surety with which you go around is not required. Your ability to stay in an ambivalent environment and stay with tentativity about your ideas is the most important part. Yeah. I think this is what I told. Sense making. What is sense making? Your ability to have empathy. Understand, being clued in someone's reality. Your reality you're living. Your inability to look at others' reality is a very funny thing. This is the most classic example I will tell you, is because all of us who are sitting here are privileged. You might say, no, what do you mean by that? Okay, I got this seat, it was hard work. No, you're all privileged. You come from privileged backgrounds. You are sitting in the lap of privilege. And the day you are in privilege, your empathy is out of the room. I had my aunt who was cribbing so much about her maid not coming on time. She's taking too many leaves and this and that. And she said, and I was listening to her sometime, and then I asked, what's happening in that person's life? She said, I don't know. Anyway, she has this drunken husband. I said, are you sure that he's not hitting her? Have you ever sat down with your maid and actually understood what's happening in her house for her to take leave like this, on an unscheduled leave? She said, no, I never thought of it. I said, yes, if someone is drinking, it is a next thought, and she's taking leave unannounced. Is the first question you should be having is what's happening to her in that relationship. Why are you cribbing about she not coming for one day? I think it's not a big problem. Her problem is much bigger than you if this is a problem at home. Or he's pulling off all the resources and she doesn't have resources. She's living in shame. She cannot send the child to the school. So an inability to understand someone's reality is going to be the death in the next decade. Because it is multiple realities and our ability to show leadership in multiple realities. And people ask me all the time, oh ma'am, then it is like, you know what, Sunita, we look soft. If I have to understand why my team member did not deliver something on time, then I have to give him chance, and this I will become the soft person. I want to show this. I can't. Tomorrow you will ask me questions. So you stay with the thought. And yes, I am this, I am a woman, I am a daughter, I am coming from this family, I am coming from this state, and I am this is your identity and your experiences. Every experience of you will make sense of it depending on the identity card you are holding. Your identity is, as you enter an organization, will be, I am a Tamilian or I am a Telugu, I come from this, I am a farming background, my family is basically have been with farming, or I've been business family. We know numbers very well, we know Danda. All of this is your story and your identity. You have created it and you're going in. So every experience that you're going to have in a system, you're going to run past this filter that is called your identity. And your identity keeps evolving and your narrative will keep happening. But having a check on who are you? Who am I? I think Ramana Maharishi asked that question very beautifully. Okay. If you ever have read philosophy, I think it's important to read some of them. Who am I is a question. And that narrative, what is your identity? Oh, I am the cool kid. I can crack jokes. I can be the rascal in a class. I can be the disruptor. I am a joker. I am the brilliant person. I am this, I am that, I am this. That's your identity. And it has no value. As long as you're not providing an experience that is worthy to someone else. Your courage to provide an experience that makes sense to the other person is an identity you should work for. Doesn't matter what you are. You can be the vice president, you can be CHRO, but the day you are retired and you're walking out of the gate and the person who is at the gate doesn't even want to smile at you, says your self-worth. What the impact you have created in that role. The impact in the roles you carry. An ability to create an impact is courage. Your titles matter nothing. Okay? And if anything, the world in the last 4-5 years has shown that. This is a beautiful, I don't know, I hope some of you might have read her, or she must be very, very familiar to most of you. Our stories come from our lives and from the playwright's pen, the mind of the actor, the roles we create, the artistry of life itself, and the quest for peace. She was a beautiful soul and wrote an exemplary work behind, left her exemplary work behind as an activist, as an artist. I think it is important for you to realize what is your story. And you're the playwright for it. Don't tell me my father said this, my mother said this, my professor said this. No. Your ability to stand there in your role as a student and access courage in that role to not rebel. Rebelling is stupidity. Because rebelling will not give you any impact. except probably some gratification. Courage on the other side will give impact, because you leave your thought on the table. Even at that moment, some authority figure say, no, I don't agree with you. It is okay. You left the seed on the table. It will grow to be a plant. Our ability to consistently stay in courage and access courage is the most important part. Yeah. Everyone talks about resilience. This is, I think, the most used word after COVID in organizations. Earlier, resilience was not a cool word. No one bothered about resilience. Okay, resilience was never accessed. But realized resilience is important, courage is important, empathy is important. Only 3 things that matter in the world that's ahead of you. You listen to people, the movers of shakers of whom you believe to be in the world across business. Listen to their podcast. Listen to what the authors are talking about. These are the 3 things they're talking about. Resilience to fall, to dust yourself and get up. There is a tomorrow. Accessing that again and again, in particularly if you are part of startups, you will know. If you don't have resilience, you're dead. Okay. Empathy for each other, space for each other, courage to stay in the role. Okay. Yes. I think my book, Dotting the Blemish, is about stories about women. It's a short story, 2-page stories. It talks about unnoticed, unacknowledged lives of women in the last 90 years. What has changed, what has not changed. When you go back and look at your mother and you have never had, when your father is little aggressive or your brother is aggressive, your ability to question that is a micro courage that you're displaying. Courage will not come day after tomorrow when suddenly from above. It is a muscle you have to practice. If you are realizing one of your team member is being bullied by someone, your ability to stand there and say, hey, what's happening? Some stupid joke about women, someone is cracking in a group, and your ability to giggle because you didn't have the courage to say, hey, what are you saying? You can say that. That's courage. It's practicing that courage every day in your social circles, in your family circles, in your family system, in your college system, in your social system, is a muscle you have to practice. If you don't, you will not get it. You will not access it when you become something. Becoming is important, and that becoming requires you to practice. To be part of a group, to be cool, to be famous in that group, you will, if you compromise, then you will be that when you grow up into roles. You will be that as a team member. You will be that as a manager. You will be that as a vice president. You will be that as a CEO. You will not change. It's a practice. Yeah. Courage is just being with this in your everyday realities and doing something about it. It is not something going out and taking a gun and shooting at your enemy. Please pass. It is ability to stay in the role every day, look at realities, what's happening in your family system. What is the story when your mother is saying something about an aunt which you're not happy about? Courage to say, hey, don't say that. Courage is a practice. Courage in your everyday realities, accessing courage and voicing is difficult, and it is the muscle we have to exercise, and it is an abandoned muscle by all of us because we have put courage on someone else, and that's the armed force out there, with a uniform. Okay, that's all I have from my end. Thank you. Is there a last slide? Yeah, I like this. I hope you all know. I'm sure all of you know this. Who's Yoda? Do or do not, and there is no try. And I hate it in teams when they say, I will try. I say, no, there's no try. Either you're doing or you're not doing. And stand on one side of it. Don't be on the fence. All the fence sitters are the ones who bring down the equity of the system for doing something good. No fence sitting. Just say, go on one side. Have courage to be on one side and be there for each other. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for those wonderful analogies and thoughts.
Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent to all others. To extend our heartfelt gratitude to all those who have graced this occasion, may I now invite Ms. Aishwarya Babu, Assistant Professor and Students' Council member, to felicitate our judges and also propose the vote of thanks.
A very warm good morning to all the dignitaries, participants, faculty members, and my dear students. To express our gratitude to our chief guest, I request Dr. Dinesh Neelkant, our Pro Vice Chancellor, and Dr. Krishna Kopa, Deputy Director, to hand over the memento to our chief guest. Thank you, dignitaries. I deem it an honor to express my gratitude on behalf of the Student Council, Faculty of Management Studies, CMS Business School, JAIN deemed to be university. I express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed chief guest of the day, Ms. Sunita Lal, CHRO Arvind, for gracing this occasion with her presence. Ma'am, your thoughts on courage and empathy was truly enlightening. I express my sincere gratitude to our respected Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Dinesh Neelkant, for his inspiring leadership and constant encouragement that motivates us to aim higher. My special thanks to our esteemed Deputy Director, Dr. Krishna Kopa, whose guidance and unwavering support have been instrumental in shaping this event. Through his continuous guidance at every stage of development, he has shaped us into a stronger and more confident team. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all our 451 participants from 45 teams representing 26 colleges and to the faculty members who have accompanied them. Your presence gives life to this fest because without you, this celebration of learning, competition and collaboration would not exist. I would also like to acknowledge and thank our area chairs, program coordinators, and the faculty coordinators of all the verticals and committees who have worked tirelessly with dedication and passion to make this fest possible. A very special word of appreciation goes to Harsha sir and his wonderful admin team for their tireless efforts and flawless execution behind the scenes. My heartfelt thanks to our student coordinators, the true backbone of this fest. Your energy, commitment, and teamwork have turned these ideas into action, dreams into reality. To all our participants, we truly hope to give you the best blend of learning and fun over these 2 days. May this fest challenge you, inspire you, and leave you with experiences you will cherish for a lifetime. Once again, thank you everyone for being a part of this wonderful beginning. Let us make this fest a grand success together. Thank you.
If I could just request all the participants, please do not wear your respective college ID cards and just please wear the ID cards that's given to you by the registration team to avoid any kind of biases that may arise. Just the college ID cards that we have provided with.
This has been an incredible morning of events, and it all culminates tomorrow with the grand conclusion.
We wish all participants the very best, compete with integrity, collaborate with purpose, and lead with courage. Let the games begin.